Hey friend, and welcome back to RGD Gaming, the least toxic, most fun community in all of gaming. Have you ever been playing a match and these thoughts go through your head, or maybe just playing Wild Rift in general and thought, I'm in elo hell, matchmaking is broken, my teammates are always so bad, I'm stuck in loser's queue, I know it. Well, if that's the case, this video is going to be for you. After you watch this video, you're going to know how to get out of elo hell, not be stuck in loser's queue, understand why matchmaking isn't broken, and why your teammates, unfortunately, are almost always exactly where they should be. Here's the secret sauce. We are losers queue. Us. You, me, your teammates. So when I'm playing a game, what happens when I decide to play my 46% win rate Ezreal as opposed to my 54% win rate Misfortune? When I get filled in jungle and I play a 47% win rate Diana as opposed to a 58% win rate Morgana, I'm single-handedly creating loser's queue for my team. Now imagine there are 10 chances of something like this happening every single game, so 10 players. Add in that every decision, good or bad, affects the outcome of a match. The game has enough randomness inherently baked into it that the devs don't need to stack one team into loser's queue and one team into winner's queue. Not to mention, if you're ever trying to balance that out, any team that goes into loser's queue eventually has to be put into winner's queue and vice versa, and you add complexity to an already complex algorithm that is just totally unnecessary. It would throw everything out of whack to give one team, any more than like a 55% chance or 45% chance of winning. Imagine now loser's queue being 80%, and then the other team, 80% chance to lose, and the other team has an 80% chance to win. I think you get the point. There's a lot of randomness already in the game that just random things are going to happen. People are going to play poorly. People's main champions are going to get banned. And the algorithm can't always predict that. Okay, so what do we do about it? Well, you need to be more consistent and constantly improving your game. We can't control what the other 9 people are going to do. We can only control what we do. So we need to play our best game every match. And if you do this consistently, over time and improve, you will climb in ranked. If you freak out, run it down, blame your team, try new champs randomly, you're going to create a self-fulfilling prophecy and end up in your own self-created loser's queue. Real quick, you see what this guy's doing casting on my team? He said he will invade your red. Okay, so what's happening there? That guy's actually creating a little bit of winner's queue for our team because he knows who the jungle on the other team is, and he knows that that person is going to invade our red. So stick with me here and watch what happens. That guy might think he's in loser's queue once you see how this actually plays out. But in reality, there's nothing to do. It might be a good decision. So I have Kai'Sa and Tavares. Well, Kai'Sa and Soraka and Tavares and Lulu, which is a fine matchup. I actually always struggled in Tavares until I started playing Kai'Sa. Misfortune does not play well into him. Jinx doesn't always do that well for me. Other people might have a different experience. Build path with Kai'Sa, I always build the 2 swords so that way I can get the perk on her first ability, and so it does more damage. So if you're ever playing Kai'Sa, you always want to get that first. And you can see that Garen is saying, how do we have masters and high elo grandmasters? The reality is the player base isn't that big, and masters are the top 3% of the game. So if you want to have matches consistently, sometimes it's going to happen. Comment down below if you actually want my math on how that would break down, but sometimes masters are going to be in higher elo games, and it's fine enough. They're probably almost as good as us anyway, if not as good. Okay, so you see there's some invading going on already. And Garen is rotating, Kassadin is rotating as well, and so we've got some early action happening, and that's because we sort of knew it was going to happen, and let's see how this ends up playing out. We get first blood, and unfortunately we go down, but first blood, if you go down, you get a little bit extra gold, so that's always good, and we get another kill there, and so we go up, we get first blood and an additional kill. And why is that? Because we knew that guy was going to invade. So we had the advantage there. And he probably didn't know that we knew, or maybe didn't think much about it, or maybe he wouldn't have done that. But fortunately for us, we knew the invade was coming. And so what did we do? Our team rotated appropriately. Great job, Kassadin. Great job, Garen, on doing that. And now actually I'm aware of this too, and so he's invading the red. And so what am I going to do? Casting it again, rotating and saying for the engage, and I'm pinging that I'm on my way as well, and I'm going to beat their team there. And so this is going to work out great for us. He's invading again, which I don't know, might be a fine play, but in this situation didn't work out because we're aware of what he's doing. And so I'm able to get an assist here, and let's see. And I'm able to get a kill. Can we get Lulu? No, he's probably going to get away. Okay, so what just happened there? We went up 4-1. Now, does that mean their team is all in loser's queue? Or does that mean our team maybe somehow had this crazy advantage that the other team didn't know about? Totally random. Like, what? That guy didn't even really know the enemy was going to be the guy who invades the jungle, but he had a pretty good idea, probably because he was playing. And also because the player base isn't that big at Grandmaster, and you can sometimes get to know some of the players. If you watch one of my other videos, the last long form video I posted, I actually did the same exact thing, where right at the beginning of the match, I sent a message. I said, their jungle is a top main Teemo. He does not play jungle. And so what happened? We actually took advantage of that. Not we, I mean our jungle did. He did a great job. He was playing Ribbon. Took advantage of that, and we were able to get a big lead early on that helped us win the game. So I'll put a link for that game in the comments below, or in the description, so that way you can watch that one. It was a really good video, really well played. And now it's happening. We get another good rotation. I get another kill. And, you know, are we in winner's queue, or are we just taking advantage of some of the information that we had? I don't want to, beat a dead horse here. I say that in a lot of videos, but hopefully you're getting the point that loser's queue and winner's queue probably don't exist, and it's probably just due to weird random things happening in a game that has a lot of different decisions that people can make at any given time. So you actually see you get a lot stronger once you get your first ability upgraded, because it ends up shooting twice the amount of, I don't even know what those things are called, but anyway, it's a good thing to get that done first. So if you do play Kaisa, make sure you do that. And then the next thing that you want to do is get your third ability upgraded. That way when you use it, you actually go invisible. So that's also important to remember if you're ever playing Kaisa, or if you want to try her out. Okay, so what are we thinking about right now? Trying to get a little poke damage on them. And then also we are starting to think about the dragon spawning. You always want to be thinking about when dragon is coming up. And so that's, as I'm playing, I'm trying, unless I know I'm going to be able to go in, I try not to get into bad fights right before dragon's going to spawn, and either give the enemy team a gold advantage, or especially later in the game when you just die and you can't be at the dragon fight. So right now we don't need to be getting too crazy. We set up some vision so we know what's going on, and we got 28 seconds until the dragon's there. I'm okay to go there without shopping, but I see I get a little bit of an advantage on Varus, and are we able to get him? I ult over, and that was a bit of an aggressive play. I did not realize that I was going to get rotated on, and I literally did exactly what I said you shouldn't do. And so I said, my bad, Soraka, and let her know that I made a mistake. I thought I'd be able to get the kill and get out of there with just Lulu. But what am I going to do now? So I'm looking at the objectives. Soraka resets, and I'm pinging that I'm on my way to Dragon with our jungle. And I think he pinged to get away from Rift Herald. So we're on our way there. Kassadin's actually rotating the opposite way, wants to attack Rift Herald, but Dragon's open, and so here's their jungle. He's got a 1 versus 3, and that's unfortunate because if his team would have rotated, this fight might end up differently for them. So we get the kill on him, and now we're going to be able to take down Dragon. Let's see. We do have a lot of heat here. I mean, they've got a really good poke with Morgana and Varus, and so I'm just trying to stay out of range of the poke. He uses his ult. That might have been a waste of an ult. I don't know why our jungle is doing what he's doing, but I'm trying to just finish this dragon off, and then I'll get to that fight. Also in my last video, I said rotate with your team. So watch what happens here. We're probably not going to be able to get Rift Herald, but 3 of my teammates start rotating, and they want to either dive or, take this tower down. So what do? I dive with them. I'm able to ult, get a kill on Lulu, get out of range of tower, and then come back, and let's see if we can get first tower, because winning a fight, which we did, so we got 3 kills. Our team got 3 kills. We were able to get Dragon, and now we're going to be able to get first tower. It is always good. So some people might rotate away from their team. It was great that 4 of us moved in unison. We're able to tower dive, get those 2 kills, get tower, and set ourselves up for success in the match. Okay, so now what are we doing? I'm trending towards my lane because I don't want to just give up the next tower. Good ping cast in just to let Garen know. And I just don't want to give it up. There's really not a whole lot we can do. Our mid tower was taken, so that's unfortunate because that really opens up the map. And so I don't really want to be there because I can get dove there. So I'm just going to defend our tower here and take a look at the map then and decide what is going to be my next decision after that. We do have Nautilus here who can potentially rotate, but it looks like that we're not going to be able to do too much here. Nautilus is coming back, so let's see if he wants to rotate on them. I'm just kind of hanging out. I want to be close. I want to wrap around if we do happen to catch them. And so you'll see I'm actually able to wrap around back. We get another kill, and I use my ultimate on Varus, which was pretty aggressive. I'm able to get a double kill, fortunately, and then, we're going to get probably rotated on if we don't get out of there soon enough. So it wasn't terrible, but sometimes with Kai'Sa, you want to go deep to get to the backline, but you do get a little too aggressive with it, which I did. The double kill was okay, though. Oh, Nautilus missed his hook there. Let's see if we're going to get out of this. And, okay, that worked out well. We were able to get another kill. So now I am trending towards mid. So that wave's in a weird spot in the bot lane. So I really don't want to go messing around with that. It would be nice to be able to get one of these towers. Although Soraka is pinging, which is on her way. So I am going to rotate and see if we can do anything to help these guys out. This is a pretty dicey situation, but Soraka is able to get a kill, so that's good. Now we'll take the scuttle, which gives us a little bit of vision. Let's see if we can wrap around behind Varus. Although we got... this is not good, so I think we need to just chase Varus down and also just kind of get out of there. We really don't want to fight in Aatrox. And, okay, I think we're going to get out of that alive. Whew. Okay, that was close. Yeah, he might... Oh, geez, they're all here. So, dives under tower. That's a bold move. Is he going to get out of that? No. Okay, that's good. Thank goodness. That was a pretty aggressive move, and now Varus has to use ult. And unfortunately, we get... Our Nautilus gets rooted. And now we're kind of diving too far again. So, you got to be careful. I mean, they're all here. Really what we need to do is just poke them enough so Garen can do what he's doing in top lane, but also not die. If we give up this tier 1 turret, it's okay, because Garen's actually pushing towards their inhibitor, so that would not be the worst trade in the world. We'll see if he's able to get it. Soraka comes back, able to get some heal, and now we should be able to just clear the lane and see if these guys are going to come back for more. I don't know that they will. Got canceled out of my ult there, I believe, which is unfortunate when that happens, because it's such a quick ult that really probably shouldn't. So now we got the next Rift Herald is spawning in 10 seconds, and so Nautilus should be trending there, and I'm trying to just power farm this. I'd like to get a reset in and get over there. And so I'm pinging that I'm coming, so they can know either to defend, slow down the enemy team, or even start it up. But it looks like they're over there as well. And yeah, they got it started up. They're going to get that. That's unfortunate. We were a little bit slow, and that was probably my fault for clearing that wave. I could have just left it, but let's see if we're going to be able to clean this up. Oh, let's get the double kill. I run in there head first, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out of here alive. Garen comes, and Varus is coming around back, so we really need to step back here. Unfortunately, Garen doesn't do a ton of damage, but he's able to get the kill, so that worked out good. And let's see if Varus is out of position. He gets a double kill. Okay, great. Good job, Garen. I was a little bit worried that we weren't going to be able to put out enough damage, but fortunately we were able to. And so now we're pinging that we're heading over to Dragon. They have 2 people dead, so if we get 5 here, this is a free Dragon, and if they try to fight us, we can fight them 5 versus 3, and that would be perfectly fine. And so, you know, we still have the lead, which is the lead that we got in the first few minutes of the game. And now, again, to mention the losers queue thing, does that mean the enemy team's in losers queue, or does that mean we got an advantage and we've been able to just sort of lean on that advantage this entire match? Because once you get a gold lead, it can be difficult to come back from that, depending on champions, what happens, and decisions that people make. Looks like we're going to be able to get this tier 1 turret, so that's good. And cast an insane retreat, but we are... not only are we ignoring it, but we're just going to keep going in. So this might be okay. Let's see. Garen's able to get a kill. And let's see if we can get another one. If I can get... Could not get my ultimate off, or my first ability just got stunned up there. If I would have been able to get my ultimate off, I actually think I would have got 1 or 2 more kills and possibly been able to live that. But unfortunately I wasn't able to. And so we go 2 for 3, which is okay. And now, finally, I get the anti-heal sword that I probably should have got right after I maxed my first ability. So now I'm going to look to finish off. Oh, I think anti-heal is going to be enough in this case. Just to deal with the Aatrox, because he is a problem that we have right now. Whenever you have an enemy team that has healing, a lot of it, like someone like Aatrox, you really should get the anti-heal very early on. I probably could have even got it as my first item, you know, my first shop, and then I had to think about it. But I didn't, and that was probably a mistake on my part. Which, you know, does that mean, you know, I'm terrible at the game, or my team's in losers queue? I mean, I might have put us in it because, you know, I didn't stop his healing. So try not to wait too long to get the anti-heal items, because, you know, like with somebody, like if you're playing against a Soraka, Aatrox, or even like an Olaf, you know, their ultimates are going to heal a ton very early on. Like the first team fight, which is that Dragon or Rift, you're going to want to be able to slow that healing down. So keep that in mind. It's just something that you're going to want to do to be able to better set your team up to win. And little decisions like that put you in, you know, what we're calling here as winner's queue, because it's nothing you would see, like you don't really notice it as much, but when the enemy team is healing significantly less, you're giving your team a big advantage, but it's nothing obvious. It's not like you make a great play. You're literally just doing the fight like you would. Just so happens now they have, you know, much less healing, and you're able to kill them quicker. Now we got a little bit of fight breaking out. Garen's coming. Ooh, we get ulted, and they're able to get a kill. We need to back off here. You're in a weird spot. Oh, enemy gets a double kill. Hopefully we can finish off there and get one. And I'm getting a lot of healing, which is really nice. So, 2 for 1. That's not great. If I can get to the back line, I can get 1 or 2 of them, but probably isn't the best life decision to dive them right now. I doubt they're going to be going for Baron. They need to reset and heal up, or at least some of them do. We can put a little pressure on them. Let's see if Garen's able to catch that Lulu. And if we can steal any of these jungle camps. Oh, got one. Okay, not great, not terrible. And clear their vision. And let's see, Morgana. Now, so if I can get this shop in, it's great. Get my, I believe it's my 3rd full item. And then we also, again, need to start thinking about when dragon's spawning. You know, getting a 3rd dragon here would be huge, and would really help set us up for the win. They have a lot of action on their right side of the map. That was a good ping, whoever said to retreat. They really need to get out of there. And I'm just helping clear the red buff so that way I can take it. And Soraka's pinging group. I think Soraka actually wants to rotate and collapse on Aatrox here, but our team is going the opposite direction. And if we can, actually it'd be nice to take this fight while Aatrox isn't there, but collapsing on him should be good too. The only thing, so one of the things to keep in mind when you see something that's so blatantly obvious, sometimes the enemy team is going to take Baron, and Aatrox kind of knows what he's doing. You'll see this with like Garen's, but I'm able to get out behind this Aatrox. Let's see if I can live this. I'm in a weird spot right now if they come and get me. I ultimate and able to get the kill. So that's good, and It was great because my alarm went off right at that time, so I wasn't able to finish running. But we got 3 kills to 2 right now, so that's pretty good. Let's see, is Nautilus going to go down? 4, and let's see if we can finish them off. Oh, that was a great dodge. I rewind that and watch that one again. Garen tried to use his ultimate. They dodged the ultimate. We're able to get the kill. Oh, I even commented in game how how crazy that was. What a dodge. I don't, if he meant to do that, guy's a pro. Better than I'll ever be. If it was just lucky, then, good for him. Fortunate enough. So now I'm looking to... Why not just play for Dragon? It's a good point Garen's making, but, that was probably my fault. I went in real deep. I was behind enemy lines, and I think my team was trying to save me, and then the fight started to go pretty well, so they stayed deep, and then that, that dodge, which, that's pretty big. If we would have killed them and had 2 people alive, there's a big difference between that and them, wiping us, which is what ended up happening because of one crazy dodge that might have just been a lucky play. I don't want to claim here. I talk about this a lot, having patience. A lot of people want to run in there. I needed to wait for my team to come because I do not want to be the first one to go in. And now we're in kind of a weird spot. We're in a choke point, which is not good, and Garen's in mid lane, and we can't see the rest of their team, so we need Garen to come over here. This is not a good look, and Nautilus misses his hook. I'm trying to kill Virus here, but now 2 versus 1. I'm able to use stasis. Let's see if I can get out of there. And what I really want to do is fire, get behind Virus, and see if I can get the kill on him. I can, so that worked out well. And now I need to get back. Able to get a double kill on Morgana. And this Aatrox is a problem because we're all so low. Let's see if we can get the damage on him. And he goes down, so that works out great. Let's see. And Kane gets double kills. Kane is a real problem. He's healing up against that Garen who can't do enough damage to him, unfortunately. I was actually... I don't want to call this Garen out, but I had played a couple games with him in this session, and he seemed to struggle with his rotations, where he would get to fights a little bit late. And I actually know this, and I'm not trying to knock him, but Garen's AFK. I know what that guy's saying, but you'll watch me defend Garen here, because I don't want him to actually AFK, and I don't want him to be like, oh, let me prove this guy right, and then he just goes and, farms waves for the rest of the game. He does come to fights, but he did come a little bit late. So if anybody, if he sees this, I'm really not trying to attack how you play. I did notice that you can be late to fights, and it happened a few times that it became something that I was aware of. Now, I'm late to fights too, so I'm not trying to say that I'm perfect in this regard, or that I do perfect rotations, but something to keep in mind if for everybody here really to watch this. Now, we've got Elder spawning, so we really need to be trending in that direction. This is a great job clearing the vision by Nautilus, and we really want to group for a fight. And yeah, don't get too crazy, Garen. And I'd love to get a shop in, but unfortunately I just don't have time, and so I'm going to stay here and just fight with my team. And now let's see what we got. So this is a pretty important fight. And nice, we're able to get 2 of them. Let's see if we can't chase him down. 3. And now they're in a tough spot, and we wipe them. So that was great. So now we can kind of decide what we want to do. Take one of the objectives or finish the match. Watch what I do here. Watch this. I run and I just start taking damage. I do not care if I'm 1 HP here. I want to start taking these towers because I don't want to give the enemy team any time to respawn and be able to fight this, because I want to end the match. And so don't be afraid to take a couple tower shots if it means you can win a match. Keep that in mind. So hopefully you have a better idea of how to get out of loser's queue, get better teammates, and have more control of your matches. This was a good match, and you'll see that a couple things happen. Actually, our Soraka got MVP, which they did a great job. It's always nice to have good support. So hopefully this helped you. I appreciate everybody who watched this video. Hopefully I see you on the Rift, and GG.